anyway, yeah. Rambling. So she was talking about the difference between idiot compassion and wise compassion.
Ah,
And
yes.
the idiot compassion is basically, which is something we all do, which is basically when you just validate your friend and back her up just for the sake of backing her up. It's like, yeah, he's such an idiot. Or, yeah, all those men you're dating are douches, and you're perfect and you're this, and it has nothing to do with you. And so we don't actually consider the third perspective of the person they went out on a date with. We just consider our friend's perspective and back it up blindly because we think that's what they want to hear. We just want to be supportive, and that's fine, but it's not productive in any way. It's not helping them in any way. It's just feeding into their patterns of maybe dating the wrong people, or going on too many dates, or looking for dates in the wrong places. And I mean, this applies to a lot of other examples as well, but we were talking about dating, so I'm just gonna go with it. But you want to be able to give your friend a perspective that's actually constructive and not just people pleasing. You want to
Mm,
be able to, not to tell them what to do, because I don't think you ever should tell someone what they should do. You can tell them what you would do, what you did in a similar situation, but I think every person should decide for themselves. But I think that's a wise compassion that she was talking about, is where you hold up a mirror to them and you show them the other side, and maybe show them what their blind spots are, or maybe give them another perspective that they can't see, that will help them grow and will help them do better and be better and date with intention and go on better dates.
yeah. Yeah, that really kind of struck a chord with me because I agree. It's a very nice point of, chef's kiss. Of sometimes you want to just, with my friends, with my close friends, and they say something to me and they kind of let everything out, and I'll say, "What do you need from me now? Do you need to be listened to? Do you need advice? Do you need compassion? Like, what is it that you need?" And with these friends, often they'll want advice or like my opinion, and then I'll say exactly the truth of how I feel. I'll always be compassionate to the fact that they're living, a rough emotional situation, which is, obviously. But then I will say, when I feel that my friend is being wrong, I'll say that they're wrong. Um, and then I'll have other type of friends that I sometimes venture an opinion, and then I see that they are not receiving that opinion in a like, they feel offended by it. And so these friends, I kind of just let it go. I will just
Mm-hmm.
say, you know, take a step back. But then on the other hand, sometimes I just need to vent. Like, I know that I'm in
Yeah.
the wrong. I just need to vent, and I don't need to hear it. And so I was just like, this idiot compassion and the 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 other
Wise
compassion,
compassion.
the wise compassion. And it's just like, I think everybody needs a bit of both, and it's where, where do you put yourself and what do you need, and you know are you being honest with yourself? And I think people who can say, I just want idiot compassion, they don't need the wise compassion
Yeah,
because they can voice it.
because they can see
and
in it red.
and vice versa, if they say, I want the wise compassion, they probably need a bit of idiot compassion, like, because wise compassion often is going to confront you to harsh truths, um that you probably already know. So you just need to,
Mm-hmm.
just, it's fine to spend. And an example of that is, I had a friend who she has a boyfriend, and she met a girl who had slept with her boyfriend, and she just rubbed her the wrong way and things like that. And so she was trying to be like her amazing self of like understanding and opening her heart to her and wanting to accept her, because she surely had all of these amazing qualities, and like, why is this person triggering me, and I just need to open my mind to her. And I said, stop it, you are allowed to feel bad and have negative feelings toward this girl who
Mm-hmm.
slept with your boyfriend before you met him. It's fine, it's understandable. Yes, it's not the best reaction, but who cares? Like, you're allowed to have that. And And that's, she was asking for wise compassion of like, Alison, tell me why I'm wrong. And it's like, you'll just give yourself a break type of thing. And yeah, and on another hand, other situations where people tell you, oh my God, you're 100% right, when they're not, is not helpful.
No, it's not. And it's just feeding into
Then
stories
their
and that they're
narrative, yeah.
telling themselves. And it's just making you, it's like feeding into, yeah, it's feeding into your narrative, and all it's going to do is make you repeat the same mistakes again and
Yeah.
again. And you're not going to learn anything from it. You're not going to change anything, certainly. And I mean, I think a lot of times, like I mean, what you said is just perfectly explaining how we usually don't actually know what we need. We think we know what we want and what we need, but we need the opposite.
Yeah.
And I do believe that often when people come to talk to me, they just want, or with anyone or with a friend, they just want to vent. They just want to let it out, and they're not looking for someone to come and give them the answers and solve all their problems. They just need to let it out. But I think it's important also to know when and what to give at the right time, and not just, a lot of times when a friend is talking to you, you want to give your 2 cents because you feel like you need to say something, you need to give, you need to that, you need to feel useful, you need to feel like you're making a difference, you need to feel like
Yeah.
your opinion matters, or that you need to solve a problem for them, when in reality they don't need you for anything than just to listen to them. And I think
Yeah.
that's the best that we can do a lot of the time, and it's certainly better than just validating a narrative that they created for themselves in their heads, that is just erasing the role that they played in the situation, and that they're twisting everything up. And in general, I think we should let people find their own answers. I don't think you should ever feed anyone any answers. um but I felt like that was a good distinction to make, where
Mm.
I try to do that a lot as well in conversations that I have, is not to just, and I want people to do that for me. I believe that that's how we grow as human beings. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much I'm aware of myself with the self-awareness, um,
Self-awareness.
yes, no matter how self-aware I am, I'm always going to have blind spots. And I want to surround myself with people who are able to help me see them, and who are able to point it out to me and help me grow, and not just feed into whatever narrative I need to create so I can live in delusion, or avoid coping with something or facing something that I did, or just continue my denial. I want people to be able to hold up that mirror and help me grow, because otherwise we're just going to stay stagnant. We're going to keep repeating the same mistakes, and we're just going to be miserable in the end.
Yeah, completely agree. And you want that self-awareness because,
Exactly.
people will say they want to grow and learn, but they don't really. And
You just want yes men's around you who are just going to
yeah,
affirm what you think you know, which
yeah.
circles back around to what you were saying in the beginning, where I want to be right, and I don't want anyone to come in and tell me that I'm wrong,
Mm.
and I can't change my mind because I'm right, and no one else can possibly be righter than I am.
Yeah,
So we just surround ourselves with people who
yeah,
affirm us all the time, even if we're wrong.
yeah. And that
Full
I'd like to say,
circle.
look at these examples of these, but I think, it's in all walks of life. There are people who have low incomes and find themselves in both situations, and high incomes and everything. And yeah, you just, what is your objective, and what do you want from life, and what, I think nothing is right or wrong. It's knowing what you want and then going towards that, and then seeing what comes along. Is there a shortcut to that? Can you go in another direction? Like, what is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good point to yeah.
I
It's a
think
good point to yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a good point to end on. I think we're both kind of at
Yeah,
our
that's
wits'
funny.
end and coming down our juice. But yeah, I think, closing thing is be clear on what you want. And before you give something to other people, ask them what they want. And then, it'll make life that much easier.
Yeah. I mean, we should normalize that of asking people what they want and also telling
Yeah,
people what you need in the moment. But
absolutely.
then also being able to distinguish whether distinguish?
Yeah,
Is that the
distinguish.
word I'm looking for? Yeah. On whether or not that's what they actually need. And
Yeah,
because being a true friend and being a like a person, being a true friend is someone who's able to tell you, no, that's not what you need right now.
yeah,
You don't need me to give you the answers.
yeah,
You just need me to listen. Anyway, yeah, we're rambling now.
yeah.
I'm
We're
rambling
rambling.
now.
Anyway, thanks for this chat. Thanks for listening,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, let us know
Like,
your
follow,
thoughts and
yeah,
like and subscribe and
content
follow everywhere.
and
Yes.
comment and whatever. And yeah, and we'll be sure to come back to you.
Yeah. Yes, we will.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.